What up? What up? How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's feeling righteous. I haven't made a video in a while. It's been a lot going on, as we all know. Definitely can't say because I've been super busy, right? But anyway, I have been busy though. I have been busy. I've been working on a project. So that's been coming along pretty good. It involves a lot of studying, so I've been getting that in. But I want to touch on a few topics about this coronavirus thing, give my opinion on how I feel about it, um, so on and so forth. Now, let me be totally honest. I remember hearing about these days and times that is presently here when I was a kid. Um, it's funny how prophecy come to pass. You know, I would hear about how they were gonna do away with money. It seems like that is slowly happening. I would hear about how there would come a time in life when uh, people would be lovers of themselves, lovers of pleasure. Um, I'm seeing, I'm seeing that that Hollywood lifestyle. I'm seeing a lot of that. Prime example of what that means to me is people become lovers of themselves, and to become a lover of yourself in that sense, it was talking about how people would love themselves and walk over other people who don't have what they have or who don't have a connection to get what they're trying to get. So I asked this model one day, I was like, so, and get the question, I said, what stands out from you that all the other models don't have? What makes you stand out from all the rest of the other models? And she was just like, well, I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I got a nice body. Not I like to help people. I would do the best I can to uh, show love and kindness to other upcoming models. I would do whatever I can to better my world or better the world for whatever reason. Um, it just simply boiled down to I'm pretty, and in our day and time, I guess that's good enough for a lot of people. You know, but getting back on the coronavirus thing, just let me break it down like this. When I start seeing birds drop off the sky dead, when I start seeing insects everywhere all over the ground, when I start seeing um, people dropping dead, then that's when my common sense tell me to become a believer of this so-called virus because it is now airborne. The birds are not living. You're seeing all kind of birds that you have never ever seen in some of our whole entire life. There are birds that we have never seen before. There's birds that I've never seen before. Butterflies. When I start seeing insects cover the pavement, then I'll become a believer of what's going on right now. Because if something is airborne, then no flying insect or no flying uh, physical, natural object, or maybe object is the wrong word, but no, none of our flying species would ever survive something like that. none of our natural birds, the things that God created to fly. When you start seeing all that on the pavement and on the ground, then we know that there's an airborne disease that is probably going to end up killing human beings also. That's what my common sense tells me about this disease. It's funny. It's funny to me. I find it interesting because, and I find it rather absurd too. And then I'll tell you why. Remember when they were giving out that flu shot? It's funny how that flu shot is not so popular now. The flu shot was supposed to build your immune system up against the flu. So I'll give you the flu to build your immune system up against the flu. It's funny how nobody's lining up for a flu shot right now, right? Because if somebody, from time, I haven't been sick in a while, in a long time, thank God. But from time to time, it's natural to catch a normal cough or a normal cold. Now somebody cough around you, now you're looking at them, you know. I heard this girl say on the radio, "We are lonely together." This type of separation of the masses is, to me, I feel like it's another trick. You can, to me, in my opinion, you can trick the mass majority of people because I feel like, in my opinion, that they don't think about things. Why aren't you thinking about, why didn't it come to your mind that, okay, wouldn't it be a good time now to get the flu shot? Or was the flu shot just some kind of made up vaccine to test on human beings? So we come up with this theory that it will build up your immune system against the flu shot, but you wind up sick as a dog somewhere. I mean, literally sick. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I got a flu shot one time and I've never done it since. I thought it was stupid. I was like, you mean to tell me I called the people like, you mean to tell me I went and got a shot that made me sick to build up my immune system, not to get sick or sicker? Are you crazy? I've never been this sick in my life. What the is wrong with y'all? Yeah, that I mean, excuse my common sense. But I used to hear about these times when I was a kid, and to travel through the cities and see how and see the well see how of course I'll get back to that, but see the control that somebody's voice have. You can tell a human being that you can tell a human being that I can give you a disease, a flu. We all know that flu has before and after symptoms. Before, after, and during, really. Before you get a flu, you can feel something coming on. Everybody try to go and get what they can get, as much orange juice as they can. You can feel it in your throat. You can feel like the cough. You can feel a flu coming on. But I heard a doctor say that, there is no flu where there's not a symptom to warn you. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Um, and if things just don't make sense to me, then I have every right not to believe it. Uh, what I think is happening is that you can go to the doctor for a cough and just wind up not leaving. How horrible is that? I mean, just to even think about it. You can go the president said that they were testing people with this virus. He said that. But the same president that I heard say I'll blow a man's head off in the middle of New York and get away with it is the same guy who's telling you that we're testing this virus on people and they're dying, but we're testing. I don't look at the news often, but I sure caught that. So um I do appreciate the message though. There's some good in it that I'm seeing. All the partying, all the hip hopping, there's nothing wrong with hip hop. But all the partying, all the discrimination, all the skin color differences and how people feel and their opinions about you and the places you go, the people you see, the things you do. I don't see color. I see content of character. I'm serious. I don't. I don't see color. I see content of character. I feel energy. That's it. Period. I know a 40-year-old gangbanger, 50-year-old gangbanger, and I know a 14-year-old gangbanger. They both have similar traits. I know a 17-year-old person that is full of wisdom, and then I know a person who's been here on the planet longer that is also full of wisdom. They both have similar traits. Content of character. So in other words, your age don't make a difference. If you've been here on the planet doing the same thing as the 14 or the 50-year-old been doing, and if you're digging for knowledge, you're digging for knowledge. If you're digging for stupidity, you're digging for stupidity. It don't change. You either grow deeper into how stupidity works, or because there's like a thin line. It's real short. Stupidity is real short. It go ding, 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 back and forth. Ding, ding, ding. Gaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding can go, so it exceeds. You'll be. I heard somebody say you'll be on your years in wisdom or knowledge or whatever. It's like, no. It's just, it goes on and on. It has nothing to do with me. It's the concept of wanting to grow and experience different levels of knowledge or wisdom and understanding of whatever you're trying to understand. I heard about these days when I was a kid. I heard about these times, man. I'm talking about like in my ear, talking to me. The voice of God is we hear and we watch oranges grow from the ground. Nobody can explain energy. I haven't heard anything. Nobody can explain to me. I don't care. Physicists, scientists, psychologists. I don't care who try and explain to me how energy works and how that seed produce abundance of fruits and vegetables, and no one can explain that miracle to me. I would not let them. I would look at them like this. On the real. I may not be the smartest person in the world, but I am smart enough not to let you or not to allow you to explain a miracle to me. So I said that to say this. If God can communicate that to us, then you have the audacity to say that God don't communicate with us human beings? Come on, man. Come on. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, man? You got to be kidding me if you think like that. That is not logical thinking. But there are people out there with a mental illness. I made a video. It was called the mental wheelchair. I heard a dude. I heard a guy say, "Why is he standing on the corner begging for money? Go get a job." So he was like, I'm being all dramatic, but this is how he was sounding. It was like, this is people don't think, man. People don't. Okay, so he go get a job at your job. He's mentally ill. You with him every day, and he comes back and blow your brains out. Go get a job. There's a reason why that man is out on that street corner asking for money. He's probably mentally ill, and he probably don't need to be on nobody's job. Yeah. Ask any psychologist, they'll tell you. They put him on medication all the time. Yeah, so I don't think you want him at your facility working, or her. The best thing you can do is help the person and just be grateful that it's not you. And hope that if there's anyone in your family, you do whatever you can to help them. This is why I'm doing what I need to do to help my kids and help myself continue, because continuously, as long as I'm on this planet, because I believe my friends, family, strangers, I love to help people. That's what I love to do. But if I don't have it, or if I'm not, you know, um, if my pockets are low, or if I'm always working on something. I take risks with my life, man. I know when it's time to do something and time to get the money and buckle. You gotta discipline. And then it's like, if I want something, I just go for it. I wanted to be on TV. I ended up behind the camera every time I went. I ended up in front of 250 cameras. Sony, Grey's Anatomy, Channel 5, NBC, ABC, all that. I've been to every studio and ended up in front of the camera every time. Been to the movie. I wanted to go to the movies and see myself on the big screen, and I did. It was just for a moment. Pass me by, come back. But I paid to go see myself at the movie theater. And not because of the movie stardom, but it was actually because I am an animated human being. I'm a singer. I'm a songwriter. I can write and draw songs. I can create songs, melodies. I've been acting in church plays since I was a kid. I always loved the animation of make believe. It's like a person who draws. It's just me. It's just who I am. So when I go in front of the camera, something happens. You understand what I'm saying? So, but back to what I was saying about the mental wheelchair. You telling that man, go get a job, go get a job, go get a job, is the same as telling somebody in a wheelchair who has a damaged spinal cord to get up and walk. A damaged spinal cord and limbo or limp legs, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm talking about. Telling that person to get up and walk out the wheelchair. A person who is mentally ill, from a psychology standpoint, means that, yes, I did attend school for psychology. And that's all we need to know about that. But telling, and I'm gonna tell you what that boiled down to too in a second. There's some good to it, but I'm gonna tell you what it all boils down to. But telling somebody to get up and to walk, while they're in the while they're in the wheelchair, and their body will not permit it, is insane. That word stupid, I would apply that word stupid to that scenario. I honestly would, and feel comfortable doing it. Um, telling some you know how much do you know how much pride you have to lose to stand out on a corner and ask somebody for some money? I feel so bad to this very day when I see that dude again, man. This dude asked me for some change. I had the bank card I didn't have. I had a couple of dollars that I needed for something, but the bank card wasn't on something. And I was like, man, I'm going to go get something. Should I get this dude my last? And I was like, man, on the next one, man. But then I saw this other guy, and I just gave him what I had because, you know, it takes a lot of pride to sit out on a corner and ask for money. It takes a lot of pride. And you can kind of tell. You can tell, like, I've known some very prideful people that have had to do it or have done it or will do it if it boiled down to that. That almost brought a tear to my eye because I just thought about someone. I done slept in my car. I done slept outside my job for like 6 months. I done been homeless. Everybody wondering why I'm on time every day, early. Sleeping outside, that's why. Lost some things happened. Da, 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 da. Taking risks with life on TV. TV paid my bills for a long time now because I was working. I was up every morning going to go get it in. So what's happening, back to what's happening now in the world now. Oh, the psychology thing. So the psychology thing all boiled down to this. Now we need psychologists. It's good to have somebody, or we just need somebody who will listen to us, right? Psychologists are trained or gifted to listen to you, right? But what it all boils down to is a prescription that would temporarily make you feel better. All right? Temporarily make you feel better. Or when your liver get used to breaking that medicine down and distributing it into your bloodstream, your brain, and once you get used to it, and then you try and get off, here's where you get a lot of these are where a lot of suicides and stuff like that come from. So when people are mentally sick, it's best to just say a prayer or do whatever you can to help them, if you can, if it's in your power. So back to what's going on right now. This is the longest video I've ever done. So back to what's going on right now. I feel like all the show offs have been put to rest for a little while. I feel like all the pride of the city has been put to rest for a little while. I feel like all the businesses and the prideful business mentality has been put to rest for a little while. Um, and I feel like that people need to get out of this, that we need to love and care about each other regardless of skin color and regardless of whatever else you think you have going on, because it could be cut short just like in a phone call. Shut your business down. I was at 24-hour fitness. I was at 24-hour fitness. You should have seen, everybody usually is real arrogant. Usually. Just arrogance. Right? Why do I keep saying that? Right? Right? I think I seen somebody do that stupid crap. And I was saying, but I used to say that, but I seen somebody else do it, and I didn't want to do it no more. But anyway, anyway, because I just saw the person, I'm like, man, this other person, I don't even want to do that. But you know what I'm saying. But I feel like a lot of the pridefulness of our blessings, because you can get a blessing and then it turns to pride, and then you start losing money, and then you're making no money, and you treat this flock of people a certain kind of way, and you treat this flock of people a certain kind of way. But I think all that has stopped for a little while. Like hold up, hold up. You know what I mean? Um, because the we just been go. I mean, I've been on a pause for a minute, but the world has just been going just wilding out, dude. Wilding out. I'm just happy at the fact that you just can't go pay to go see a racist movie no more. At least not right now. So anyway, you know what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying. So I hope, in all essence, that we take this experience, for those who will, even if it's one or two people, we know what's going on with the pride of life. It's called the pride of life. I've been on this, if you look back and go back, I've been on this for a number of years. I've been on this. I'm not a punk by a million miles. I don't let nobody take advantage of me, talk crazy to me, none of that. I know how to defend myself, protect myself. I'm not a bad dude. My mom said all the bad dudes is dead and in jail, all that, whatever. But I'm not going to let anybody talk to me wrong. It's about respect. I'll give respect. I know how to receive it. I know how to give it. But if you go too far, I'm going to verbally first, hopefully, I can get you out of my way. Verbally. Be done. So I want to say that because, people, some people, mentally ill people will take your kindness for weakness. And you have to, if you're not a hospital, it's best to get out the way and let somebody else help them. So this video is over. I hope it touched some people. God bless you.